I like it because it gives you a sense of, okay, well, this is my brand and I get to be in control of it. And I think in the past, like even when my dad was coming up in the industry, that wasn't a thing. And I mean, he's told me a bunch of horror stories of people that he's known in the industry who, got signed to a label, got a massive deal, and then it didn't go anywhere because they weren't able to be authentically themselves. And I think what people are craving now, because, you know, like, I mean, we did have a bit of the TikTok artist thing where everybody went viral. And then now we're in this period where I think people are just like looking for authenticity and they're looking for connection between people. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I love that's what I love about this podcast is I meet so many people for the first time and we're capturing the first conversation. It's awesome.
No, I love it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so in for it.
Cool. I love that you have like a whole studio background. She's legit,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
No, this is my dad's studio. Well, it's kind of mine too, but
Cool.
he spends more time because there's a computer here and he's the producer. So,
Ah,
but yeah, and there's pianos everywhere. I would do like a little scan for
oh,
you, but
that
it's not
okay.
like particularly clean.
No worries, no worries. That's rad though that your dad does the producing for you. So has he been in music for like most of his life as well?
So my dad has been in music since he was 18
Okay.
professionally. And he's worked with some really awesome people, and he's mostly been like a writer and a producer. But he also plays piano, and he plays piano in my band.
Cool.
And yeah, yeah.
That's a really cool like bonding experience, I bet.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do everything with my dad. So we perform together, we write, we produce, we co-produce like everything. It's just like we do everything. We do all the traveling, the touring. So it's, I mean, he's my best friend and
Aw.
obviously like my musical soulmate, if that's the right word to use.
Yeah. So was he like, did you ever have to sit him down and go like, Dad, I want to pursue music? Or was it just like a given? Was he just like, yeah, of course, that's what you're doing?
Well, so I mean, obviously the industry is very like up and down.
Sure.
And everybody's careers have been like this. And so he was in a period when I wanted to do music. He was in kind of the period of kind of being in an up and down cycle. Um, and so when I was 11, I said to my dad, I was like, I really want to do this because I spent most of my childhood, my dad had a church
Okay, cool.
which he turned into a studio. And I spent most of my childhood sitting in sessions and watching all these other really awesome musicians like do their thing. And, like I got to know what the hang was like and how
Right.
they played and what people were saying and what the language was in the studio. So when I was 11, I always felt like I was like, okay, maybe I'm ready to do something with this thing that I can do. And so I went up to him and I said, Dad, I really want to do music. And he was kind of like, are you sure? Because it's a really hard life, right?
Yeah,
And
it is like you have to really be passionate about the craft. And I mean that goes with
yeah,
any art. There's I always like hated teachers or adults growing up that are like, "Oh, there's no money in that." I'm like, "Well, that's not true either."
no,
Like
it's not.
there are plenty of
There's
ways to make money with your art. Like you could write for other people, you could be a part
yeah,
of a band. Like there's
yeah.
a million ways to make money at it.
No, there's so many ways, and it's so funny. Like I've had so many people be like, "How do you even make money?" It's like, it's hard, but
Yeah.
like there's a lot of opportunities for people to I mean, I do a lot of corporate stuff, and I do a lot of like the breweries around Toronto, and I mean, and it's fun, right? So
Yeah,
you're
you're
doing
getting
what
to
you love
do
to
what
do.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
the attitude to have. Like someone said that to me once, like, "Oh, you can't make any money doing comedy. How are you going to pay your bills doing stand-up comedy?" I'm like, "That's what my job is for.
Yeah,
I have a job.
exactly.
I work 9 to 5. All of my comedy is in the evening. So
Yeah,
it's
there you
like
go.
the two never like cross paths. We're fine. We're good. Like,
Well, it's funny that you say that because I'm in kind of like a transition period. I work at a coffee shop part time, but I'm on tour right now. And it's been like I work like one or two shifts and then I won't be
okay,
there for like 2 weeks and then I'll come back and I'll work three or four and then I'll be gone for a week. And
right.
so it's hard to juggle both for sure, especially if it becomes more of a full-time thing.
Hmm.
But it's really awesome that it's becoming a full-time thing because like
Yeah.
I'm 20 and the fact that I'm making money from music is like
You're set.
awesome.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
The fact that you're already like going, you're of the mentality that you're gonna go out and do shows here and there
Yeah.
and start really building a name for yourself in these markets, like you're gonna be
100%.
fine. Now imagine you do that for the next 10 years. You're only
Yeah.
30 and you have
Yeah.
10 years of touring under your belt, and
Yeah.
maybe you've gone to the
Yeah.
US more and you've like maybe you've gone to Europe and you've done some shows in England or you've done some shows
Yeah.
in like, wherever
Yeah.
the point is like you're on the right path, and like there should be no, I want to like remove shame from artists of like needing to have like a side gig, like a job where you like
Yeah.
go in once every, like the fact that you have a job that lets you take weeks off at a time, keep
Oh,
it.
they're
Keep it.
amazing. They're amazing. And the staff that I work with at the coffee shop, they're just so lovely and they come to all my shows and they buy the merch and they're very
Cool.
supportive of what I do, which is like kind of the I'm in like a really good spot with that.
That's
So,
awesome. Yeah, that's a
yeah.
good environment for creativity to foster too. And yeah, people like around you that are supporting what you're doing as well.
Yeah.
What was the one word that came to mind for you?
I was thinking about this a lot because I went through a couple words, but I would say right now it would probably be perseverance because that's, I mean, for me, that's a huge word that I have to keep in mind because I'm pretty early in my career. And I think that that's kind of the word that I keep coming to is like all you got to do is persevere through whatever obstacles come or whatever really cool opportunities come. And like it takes, I was thinking of words like hardworking and drive and passion, but it's like all of those are perseverance because you're doing the
Yeah.
thing that you love. So,
Totally. And like
yeah,
I always say it because I work in like sales too. So the thing that people always say is persistence wears resistance. And I think that's
yeah,
something that like you can apply to so many other things. Like if you just keep at it, you're gonna fail for sure. Like 100% you're gonna
yeah,
have a moment where you're like, ah, that did not go how I planned it. But the most
yeah,
important thing is like, well, what did you learn from that hiccup or that roadblock that you came across?
yeah,
And what are you going to do better next time? Like you
yeah.
don't want to be doing the same thing over and over again because then you're not growing, but like
No, well, I
it's
mean,
important
and
to
it's like,
fail.
well, and it's also like being at this age, it's like I'm constantly evolving as a human.
Yeah.
Like I'm going through experiences that a lot of like like it's like normal life stuff, right? And
Yeah,
as
yeah,
you
totally.
know get older and as you live more, you learn from things and you learn from experiences. And so I found that that's been like a really awesome thing. And being on the road is like that's a whole new thing. And it's I've learned so much, especially this tour. I went on tour last year, but this tour I've learned like even more, and we're only like a little over halfway. So it's just like kind of finding your peace within the obstacles and the success.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
yeah.
Totally, totally. So what's your favorite part of like the music process? Is it writing? Is it performing? Is it just like being in the studio working on something that you're excited about?
I mean, I like all of it. The one process that I will always love and that I've never had like any doubt about is writing. I love writing songs, and it's just like it just feels so good, like mentally and physically. It's just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. But I'd say like definitely kind of a close second would be performing because it's like bringing those things to life and having other people connect with the things that you're singing about and the things that you're talking about on stage. And people like, because I perform with my dad, a lot of people are like, I wish I had this connection with my dad. And oh my God, I'm close with my dad. And I think it's really cool that you guys can talk about things
Yeah.
transparently. So, I mean, again, I like all of it, but I probably say like the writing and the performing are probably like my favorite aspects of what I do currently.
Yeah, songwriting is like I think it should be taught in schools because it's something that you can apply like so much to. Like in
Yeah,
terms
100%.
of like I wrote a hip hop album during the pandemic. So from like
Oh, very cool.
2020 to 2022, I just was like all the comedy clubs were closed. People that listen to this
Yeah.
podcast have heard this story a million times, but I tell it all the
I
time
have.
because because it was such a like a it was such a huge shift. But like
Yeah.
I always loved singing, and I'd always loved like all different genres of music. Like I really attached to the storytelling aspect of it. But like actually sitting down, writing, like listening to an instrumental, and then so it's a little different from like your style of music, where I'm sure you're also you're creating the music as well
Yeah.
as, you know,
100%.
where
Yeah.
I'm coming into it, instrumental's already done. Let me add a
Yeah.
story to this. And what
Yeah.
I found to be the most amazing part of it, and it's such a strange part of your brain, but like you're mumbling a sort of tempo or to a rhythm or to a beat, and then words
Yeah.
start to form out of just mumbling, out of
Yeah.
like trying to get something going along with it, and then from there building a story off of these, like maybe it was one line or something that you thought
Yeah.
of or something, and that little fire that gets ignited in you, if you give that to kids, like they don't need drugs.
Yeah.
Like
No,
that
100%.
right there, that creative process right there will like keep them going at this again and
Yeah.
again and again to just recapture that.
Well, it gives you, I mean, I think it's really funny that you say like, oh, well, kids would do drugs because it's kind of true because it's like when you're doing something that you're really passionate about, or if you're exercising your brain in a way that it's not used to being exercised, it creates like this like dopamine like high
Right.
a little bit. And so I found that like being in that space for so long, I was born and I was able to sit in a studio and watch all of this happen. I've always had that energy and that dopamine to like,
Right.
and it's just always been a part of my life. So it's like it's not only like it's not only makes me super happy and great and it gives me this really cool high, but it
Yeah, yeah.
also it's like a comfort place for me because it was
Mhm.
like installed in me from the time I was a child. So I think that's a really cool concept that you're just talking about. But
Yeah, no, that's awesome too that you'll not just feel the dopamine hit of it, but also like nostalgia of like,
oh,
oh, this is
100%.
what I've been
Yeah.
around, you know? That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's I mean also it's like when I'm doing it with my dad, it's just like
Yeah.
it's so comforting, but it's also just like, oh, this is like this is what we're supposed to do. Like this is kind of what it's been like and we're going to do
Mhm.
this for as long as we can because it's like the best.
I wonder if we get to a point in society, this is my perfect utopia, where AI and machines can kind of do the jobs that are monotonous, low paying, the things that people don't
Right.
want to do. And then you have group of this new group of humans that are on the planet
Right.
where they don't really are they're not really needed to have a job. So you get like a
Yeah.
universal basic income that covers your expenses. I wonder how
Right.
many people would then feel easier about taking that chance and trying to pick up an instrument and learn it, or try to create a song, or try to paint something, and not even be
Yeah.
obsessed with like the concept of money, because it's like
Yeah.
your needs are met and money isn't what you're after. Where does your brain go creatively? And I think that'd be like a really fascinating experiment to see.
I mean, I think basically what you said it is it does happen to certain people where they're given a foundation to, you know, like be able to do this financially, like from the time they were kids. And I mean, I think that would be awesome. I think you're right. I think a lot more people would perform and write and be in the music industry. But I think what's really, really cool about what we're in right now is that social media has provided a lot more people to be able to do music who wouldn't have even thought about it before the
Yeah,
pandemic because we have all these tools and these resources like so easily accessible.
right,
And I find that for even for me, like kind of I was in high school in the pandemic, and so when I had all this time to write and to create, and I got used to
right.
social media and I started using the resources that were kind of with me. And as many as a lot of musicians, I'm sure you've talked to them, like a lot of people didn't love the pandemic, but because of they didn't feel like that,
They
whatever.
didn't
But I
use
was
it to
like,
their advantage. Yeah,
no, they didn't. But for me, I was like, oh my God, this gives me so much time. And, you know, I'm living under my parents' roof.
right.
Like I have a foundation and I'm just gonna do what I like to do. But that
Totally.
being said, I've been always provided a really safe space to create and to not necessarily think about it all being about the money. I mean, definitely that's an aspect of it and something that I've learned
Sure.
over the last year or so. But it's like I've been really lucky personally to have somebody who's just like, I want you to do what you want to do, and you're gonna figure it out, and I'll help
Mhm.
you.
That's great. And that's honestly like a
Yeah,
good it's a very like I think the internet also provides like people that already had that sort of entrepreneurial mindset of like I'm going
yeah,
to do this thing for myself. Not necessarily
yeah,
even starting a business, but just taking things into your own hands is so
yeah, 100%.
empowering, right? Like there's an artist named Russ, and he was
Hmm.
part of a label early on, and then he was like, every day I'm gonna post a new song because
Yeah,
when he would spend all this time on an album and he would release the album, but then people would listen to like the first two songs and then they wouldn't make it through the whole album. So he's like, well, why don't I
yeah,
just release singles? If people are
yeah,
only going to listen to one song, I'm just going to keep releasing singles and just let them
yeah,
blow up, and then I'll find a fan base that way. And like he did it. He didn't need a
yeah.
label. Like he just sold like something like 160,000 tickets or something and over 16
Oh wow,
shows. Like we're talking he
amazing.
did stadiums and was able
Yeah,
to, but the cool thing that he did was he used like TikTok to connect with other independent creators. So he'd be like,
yeah,
I have this opening on a song there, like add your take to it. If I like
yeah,
that or if it gets the most views or people love it, then we'll work together. And like
yeah.
was that opportunity ever awarded to anyone, right? Like it just seems
Well,
like such a great time for that.
well, it wasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
I think what's really awesome about being in the time period that we're in right now is that you can be independent. I mean, I do like I mean, I write, I perform, I produce, but I also like I'm spending a lot of time on my laptop. I'm my own financial advisor.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's booking the tour. I'm the one that's doing the merch and talking with the designer. And I mean, I like it because it gives you a sense of, okay, well, this is my brand and I get to be in control of it. And I think in the past, like even when my dad was coming up in the industry, that wasn't a thing. And I
No.
mean, he's told me a bunch of horror stories of people that he's known in the industry who, you know, got signed to a label, got a massive deal, and then it didn't go anywhere because they weren't able to be authentically themselves. And I think what people are craving now, because, you know, like I mean, we did have a bit of the TikTok artist thing where everybody went
Mhm.
viral. And then now we're in this period where I think people are just like looking for authenticity and
Right.
they're looking for connection between people. And I think TikTok is a really great way to do that. Personally, I don't know if TikTok's going to last forever because everything has its phases. And I mean, I'm trying to utilize TikTok as much as I can, but I think now it's like everybody thinks they have to be on TikTok. And
Right.
it's just so funny how the music industry is just like always moving and there's always new things happening. But at the end of the day, I believe that it's all about just, you know, authenticity and real person connection, because I think that's kind of where we're going again, is like with
Yeah.
AI, a lot of people are scared and a lot of people don't want that to take over their lives. And I think people are going to start going back to the way things used to be and kind of doing it in person. But yeah, I think, you know, like the example that you just used, it's like, that's, I mean, he was really smart. Singles are the way to go nowadays. And,
Yeah. It's which
but
is
it's like, who
crazy.
knows? Yeah.
I
Like, who
think
knows if you're
covers
going to sell
too.
albums and,
The covers, like I saw you, I was looking at your Spotify followed, so you got a new follower.
oh, thank you.
Covers also a really smart idea as well because that offers someone a chance to go, okay, well, this song is familiar to me. Let me hear
Yeah.
their take on it.
Yeah.
And like I love what you did even with like Sabrina Carpenter's song. Like
Thank you.
it's a great take on the song. And I saw
Yeah.
like which song was it? The End Lies Ahead, over 130,000 streams on that. Have you gotten
Yeah.
any like what was my question here? What's the most surprising or unexpected message you've received from a fan about that song or just in general?
So I mean, with that song, it was so funny because I wrote it in the pandemic and I was my dad and I write all the time, and at that time it was especially. And so I wrote the chorus. I mean, I wrote the verse and the pre-chorus. And then one day he was just like, "Okay, let's write a chorus," because I had this song for months. He
Right.
wrote the chorus, then we recorded it basically immediately. Um and I at the time I was 17. So I wasn't really like into social media yet. I wasn't really posting about stuff too often, and we released the song, and for whatever reason it really resonated with a lot of people. Um And I found that with a lot of our original songs is that people really resonate with the originals. And actually posting Taste, I thought, oh, okay, like maybe this will give like people will be like, oh my God. But people didn't even know it was Sabrina Carpenter's song. That was the
Right.
number one comment I got. They were like, what is this song?
They're
Did you write? I'm
like,
like, no, that's a
yeah, yeah,
cover. And
yeah.
also it like it hasn't done as well. I think it has
Yeah,
like
it's
2,000 streams on
I
Spotify.
hate that about content is like you'll believe so much in a piece of content. It's always the content
Yeah,
that I spend the most amount of time on or
100%.
whatever.
Yeah.
It does nothing. I like the most
No.
planning in my head. I'm like, oh, this for sure will be
Yeah.
the one. It's the one that you just kind of go. It just came to us. We flew through it. It flowed. We
Yeah.
released it, and then that ends up being the one that takes off.
Well, that's kind of what happened with The End Lies Ahead. And a lot of people ask me, like, did you pay for those streams? Like, did you have bots doing it? I'm like, because that's a thing for sure.
It is a
And
thing for sure. And big
yeah,
artists
but
actually like they
oh
do
yeah,
use that.
but
Yeah.
the labels pay for the streams because
Yeah.
they want them, because then it gets pushed in the algorithm. But at the time, again,
I
they
think
didn't have
they
budget.
it's nice to see the streams for especially for independent artists to be like, "Oh, cool,
Yeah.
that's blowing up from." But I honestly
Yeah.
think that like Spotify should remove stream numbers. They should remove
Yeah.
follower numbers. They should remove
Hmm.
like listeners and just let the music be the music. Like just let
Yeah.
it give everybody a chance on New Music Friday or whatever it is. Just cycle in some, just let the
Yeah.
algorithm randomly pick songs. Don't do it
Yeah.
based on listenability or anything. It's way more
100%.
fun. It's like that's what the
Yeah.
radio is good for.
But anyways, going back to your
Yeah.
question, I think the most surprising thing about that song, like, is that people just really connected with it. They were like, it's just like a lot of people came up to me and just like, I just love the way that the pre-chorus transitions into the chorus. And I mean, that was also my kind of my song that I kind of was like, okay, like maybe I can like
Right.
do this music thing. And like, and I my dad and I really worked hard on that song, and it was just like it just kind of, I mean, kind of like what you said, it just kind of all like was just
It
very
flowed though.
flowy.
It didn't feel like
Yeah.
forced or anything, right? Like
No, no,
it didn't
no.
feel
And
planned. It was like,
no,
this
it
is
was
what we
just
want to do. Let's
so,
do it.
yeah, it was just so authentically both of us. And I mean, and I was able to do things that I, at that time, I hadn't ever done vocally. And my dad really utilized that in the track.
Uh,
So, I mean, I think it was just so funny. It's just like that song, for some reason, just decided to get all these streams. And we were kind of sitting there like, oh, okay,
great,
that's cool.
great album name too. Just
Yeah,
saying.
that's
That would
true.
be a
I
great
know.
album name.
We are currently working on my debut album. After this
Oh,
tour, we're
nice.
really gonna lock in. But we are releasing a song called Bittersweet on September 12th.
Cool.
And it's a song that we wrote for a movie. But they decided to go with another song.
Hey.
And we were like, thank God, because we absolutely love this song and really want to release it.
All right.
So that's coming out soon. So everybody who's listening should pre-save it. It's in my Instagram bio. So should you,
I'll
Johnny.
share all those links for you too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, no. But I'm really excited. It's been a while since we released music, and it's so funny with the cover, like not doing like amazing. I'm really excited to see where this one goes, and hopefully it does better than the cover because
There
it's
you
what I'm
go.
doing. But
Then you could be like, I got more plays than my Sabrina Carpenter cover.
yes, there you go, there you go. Or maybe people will discover the cover through this song. Like who knows?
Right. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, they're already discovering Sabrina Carpenter through your cover, so that's awesome.
No, I think that's so. I just think it's hilarious. I'm
That's
like,
so funny.
because it's like a dance thing, right? So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's kind of a big departure from the original,
I
and
like I
it's
like your take on it. It's very cool. Like
thank you. Yeah.
completely different from the original.
But I think it's because it's so different that people are like, I don't know what this song is, but I love
Right.
that. That means
Yeah,
I
yeah,
made it
yeah.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep them guessing, I guess, too.
Yeah, exactly.
So what like for you, because for me, I remember making a song and I'm like, for sure this is done. Like done, we got it.
Yeah.
And then I'd listen to it again the next day and I go, why did I think I have that? Like, let me go back over that one more time. Do you have like a thing in your head or like a checklist or something where you go, this song is complete, put it to the side, let's start working on the next one, especially making an album.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, going to the album, it's like there's so much pressure and like, oh, what songs are you gonna pick? Especially since it's my debut album. It's like, oh my God, like I have all these songs from when I was like 15, but then I have songs now and whatever.
All right.
Um, in terms of feeling like if I finish a song, I- I've been really good with just kind of like leaving it And
Mm,
I think with this album, it's like the songs that are being used are ones that we've come back to and been like, oh, that's a really good song. And trying them out at live shows. I've tried out a million songs at live shows, and like the ones that people react to the most or come up to me after, it's like, okay,
you're
those need to be
putting
on the album.
notes down. Yeah, like, that's great.
Yeah. I have this song, which I perform live, and it will be on the album. It's called Monster. And this tour run, I've had somebody come up to me every single show after and being like, "Oh, I've searched up your name. Where's Monster?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, so maybe that's the thing,
Yeah,
right?"
yeah. Let
And
it
it's so
lead the
funny because
album
like,
even.
yeah, like, and it's so funny because it's like I didn't think that was the lead single or anything, but it's like kind of doing that. Like I think that's kind of when I know that songs are finished. Also, my dad and I, our process has became like I start something and then he kind of finishes it.
Ah,
And I can tell by the way that he gives me feedback. It's like he's like, "Oh yeah, like maybe just like take like do this." And then like when he says it's done, I like or he's like, "Okay, I think that's
you
pretty
trust
good."
his
Then I'm
experience. Yeah,
no, I trust his opinion. I'm
yeah.
like, okay, I think this is done. Or like when we're writing together, it's kind of the same. Like we both have to say, like, I think this is done. Let's
Yeah.
not change anything.
It
So that's
is
kind of
like
my process with that.
kind of it's like a gut feeling, I guess, really. It's not something that you
Oh,
can like go through and go, well, everything's in there. It has to feel like a lot of people say they do the car test. Like play it in the car, how does it sound in the car? Sounds good? All
yeah.
right, cool. Keep it.
Well, I think for me, it's like I play it for my dad, I play it for my boyfriend, and I'm really close to my grandma, and I play it for her.
That's good.
And those are like my three people that I go to, and I'm like, hey, do you think this is good? And they're obviously extremely honest with me, and I really appreciate that. And that's kind of what I know. So I mean, but yeah, I think you're right. It's a gut feeling. It's definitely a
It
gut feeling, and yeah.
it is good though to have those people around you who I don't want to say like keep you grounded, but like love you enough to give you like maybe a piece of critical feedback towards something where
Oh,
you're like,
100%.
thank
Yeah.
you. I needed that. You don't need someone blowing smoke up your ass being like, "Oh, it sounds
No,
awesome. Don't do anything. You're good." Like,
well, it's so funny that you say that because a lot of people, like when I first started music, my dad and I have always done it together, and everybody thought, oh, it was like, kind of like, oh, she's just like he's just the dad, and he just thinks that she's amazing at everything
right.
that she does, and like from the time I was a kid, he's been training me to like how to be professional in a industry setting. Oh, that song didn't sound great, or maybe you should try this in a song, or you're singing this and you're putting too much pressure on your voice. And so I've always had someone who loves me unconditionally, but he's also given me critical feedback. Like every
Right.
time after a show, the two of us are in the dressing room after and we're just like, okay, well, we thought this was good and we thought this song was good, but what can we do next time? And oh, let me start this one next time because it was too fast. And so
Right.
like that's kind of like I've always had that, and so I think that's made me a better person and a musician because I had someone who loves me enough and is so honest with me. And I am the kind of person like I mean, once I have my people, I'm like those are my people, and I want all your honesty from you, and like and like those like the three people I just mentioned, I'm like I've been doing that with them for years, so it's
Oh,
like
that's great.
it's great. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah,
There's one question that I always ask all my guests, usually towards the end of the podcast as well. I want you to think essentially the question is, what advice would you give to your younger self? But I want you to think of you at 15. I find that age is sort of pivotal because it's when you're not a kid anymore, you're not an
yeah,
adult really, but people are asking you like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to
yeah.
go? How do you see your life playing out? Because you're preparing for senior year of high school, you're preparing for college or university, or
Yeah,
maybe not.
yeah.
So imagine yourself at 15, the phone rings and it's you now on the other end, and you can give your younger self a piece of advice. What would you say?
That's a really good question. I would probably say to myself, just keep doing it. Like, don't let other people try to change what you're doing because what you're doing is working. Um, and stop being in your head about it. Just live in the moment. It's like the opportunities I had at 15 were crazy. And I mean, obviously it's grown, but it's like just like be in the moment and don't let other people trample over what's going on.
I love that. Yeah, analysis paralysis too can be a killer in creativity when you're thinking too much about everything or you're
Yeah.
overthinking. It's not good. You got to just act
Well,
sometimes.
well, I think it's so funny because I personally like I'm a huge overthinker in just in my day-to-day life. But when I'm doing music, I like when I'm writing specifically, I don't overthink.
Hmm.
Like usually it's just like for some reason I can be completely present and be able to just write the song and it's great. So I mean I need to implement that skill into more aspects of my
Yeah.
life. But
Lock
it's
in, as the
songwriting.
kids say.
Oh yeah, no, songwriting has definitely helped me lock in.
Yeah. You're like, I'm figuring it out now. Do you know,
Yeah.
speaking of Toronto music scene, do you know Dylan Gray?
Dylan?
Is Dylan.
Dylan?
Dylan Gray, I think she pronounces
Okay.
it.
I don't
She
think.
also plays in a band with her dad.
Oh, that's so cool.
I was like, cool. I was like, first thing I thought of when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I know another female artist in
Yeah.
Toronto that like, is touring around and does music with her dad too. So I was like, I gotta connect you guys somehow.
It's so funny. That's become like a thing. It's like people are like, "Oh my God, I've
Just
seen this dynamic before." And they think of people like I just did a show in Kingston and my really good friend Miss Emily came and she was like, "You guys are amazing and like there's this other dad-daughter duo you need to like check them out." Like we need to like come up with like a dad-daughter
yeah.
tour, I think. I
That
think
would
this is
be
like
actually perfect because I
no,
watch a lot of The
100%.
Voice, the show The
Okay, yeah,
Voice.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love The Voice, great show.
Yeah.
But like having that, they would send you guys
Oh,
right
they'd
in. Yeah, they would
love
they would eat it up.
love it. Yeah.
If there's anything NBC loves, it's a good
It's
father-daughter story.
exactly, especially if it starts really young. So I got that going for
Yes.
me
Yeah. You
too.
have to add in something sad. I noticed that
Yeah,
everyone has to add in something sad. So there has to be something in their
yeah,
life. They have to
yeah,
add that in so that everyone goes like, "Ah, I feel for them and
yeah,
I relate to
yeah,
that or whatever."
yeah.
The funniest ones to me are like people that'll be like, "My goldfish died." Like they have no they have no trauma in their life, so they're just you can tell that they've just been told to make something up that makes them upset. You're like,
No, and
"All right."
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that show like a lot because I watched that a lot in the pandemic with my mom and my sister. And like some of the things, like they'd be like fake crying, like the
Oh
crying
yeah,
didn't even look
yeah.
real, and they'd be like, "Oh my God!" It's like I was like, "Oh my God."
My girlfriend and I not I mean I watch the show so I feel like I can
Yeah,
shit on it a little bit but we call
yeah.
it dumb people TV because
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
there's a rhythm and a pattern to it where
Right,
if you're sort of watching distracted, it's
right.
still entertaining and it's
Yeah,
like the storyline is basic enough that you could follow along and like start
yeah,
to like someone and whatever, but
yeah.
there's no higher thinking to how they're editing this show. It's like
No,
they're gonna start on a good one, they're gonna end on a good one. There's gonna be a no in the middle. It's so you can
I
tell every single time it's the same formula just over and over and over again. And I'm like, as an
no, that's
artist,
so
how do you
funny.
fit yourself into that, you know?
Well, I mean, that would be very difficult. I mean, I don't I love watching those shows. I don't know if I'd ever want to be on one,
Right.
but I love watching them. But you're totally right about the system, like where they start with a good one, they end with a bad one, and then right in the middle, someone doesn't get any turns. It's just
Right.
like, and there's so many people that do these shows and they don't even get aired.
Oh my God, that's the worst. The worst is the hypercut. The worst is
Yeah,
like when they just show like three performances and you're like, they weren't even good enough to like just show the
no, I
performance.
know.
And the thing that I
It's
hate is there's so much
good.
fluff. There's so much
Yeah,
like random sketches between the
yeah,
judges where you're like, couldn't you just show that person's performance and give them a little bit of shine? Like,
yeah. I mean,
like,
I just miss Blake Shelton. He
yeah.
was like my fave. But I haven't seen the show, I think, since he left. But
Oh wow.
Niall's pretty good. I really like
Niall's
Niall.
good. Yeah, he was a really
Yeah,
good coach. There's
Kelly's
been
good
a
too.
few. Rebo was a good one.
Yeah.
Snoop
I
was
liked when Alicia
hilarious.
Keys was on there too.
Snoop Dogg would just eat Skittles the whole time. It's great.
He
It
was so
was great.
unserious.
Yeah, he just was there for the snacks, I guess. I have another question for you. If you
Yeah.
could duet with any artist, living or dead, who would you pick and why?
Can I pick one for each?
Sure.
Okay. Living would probably have to be Billie Eilish. I say this and everybody asks me a question about my inspos and Billie Eilish is always mentioned in my interviews. I love what her and Phineas do. I think they're just breathtaking, and I think they're so talented and they're so authentic. And I would love to sing with Billy one day. That would be a dream come true.
It'll happen.
Um,
They'll play this clip before.
yeah, hopefully. We'll see. Dad, probably Prince. Prince had this thing about him when he performed. I've watched the Super Bowl performance like a zillion times, and he just has this way of like commanding the stage, kind of similar to Aretha Franklin. Aretha would also be
Mm.
like a close second, but I would love to be on a stage with someone who just commands the stage, and it's just like I just want to experience that, and I want to do that with them. So I think Prince would
Yeah.
probably be the person I'd want to sing with, who is unfortunately not with us anymore.
But that would be wild to just be like
Yeah.
looking over and see Prince beside you, and you're just like,
Oh
oh my
yeah.
God, that's
He was
crazy.
he was insane. I mean, my dad did a record for Prince's guitar player Donna Grantis, who's from Toronto. And she was one of the people when I was a kid that I was like, oh my God, she's so cool and I really want to do this. And I remember watching her process and I'm like, no wonder why she played with Prince. She's like incredible. And I
Wow.
actually, it's really embarrassing, but I wrote my first song and I had my Daisy Rock guitar, which is a thing of the 2000s. And I did not play any chords. And I sang my first song in front of Donna Grantis, and I was just going like this. Like I couldn't play anything. And I had all this confidence, and my dad will tell this story a million times,
Yeah.
but it's like, yeah. So it's
That's
embarrassing, but it
great.
was awesome.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's an awesome memory to have. You could say that you
Yeah, there you
put that in
go.
your bio, performed in front of, you
Yeah.
know,
Performed in front of Donna Grantis,
pretty
performing a song
crazy.
that was inspired by Justin Bieber.
There
Like,
you go.
great. Yeah. Yeah.
I love
No,
that.
it's great.
If you, I was gonna say too, if you want to watch a really good like music documentary and like
Yeah.
see like different, because just talking about Prince, it made me think of it. There's one called Revival 69. I think it's on Crave. I interviewed
What?
the guy John Brower, who was like the
Oh,
promoter.
okay.
So it
Yeah.
was a concert that happened in Toronto in
Ah,
1969, and it will be a concert that will never happen again. Like the amount of star
right.
power that was at this,
Right.
and the way it comes together and like the storytelling of the documentary is incredible.
Hmm.
But like you had on the bill, you had The Doors headlining, you
Right.
had Chuck Berry, you had Alice Cooper, like a young Alice Cooper, like new to the music
Amazing.
industry.
Great.
Um, Little Richard.
Yeah.
And there's a million other ones that I can't even think
Yeah.
of at this moment. But the biggest one was you had John Lennon and the Yoko Ono band performing for the first time together after the Beatles had broken up
That's
in Toronto. I
crazy.
was
That's
like,
amazing.
what? And like just
Yeah.
watching how it all came together, it was just unreal. But the craziest thing is you would see, he said backstage, he's backstage and nobody had separate dressing rooms. Everyone was just sort of in the same area. So you see
Right.
Alice Cooper like watching all these legends like walking around and like just like
Probably so nervous.
losing it, so nervous for his performance.
Yeah.
And he ended up like really impressing a lot of people too there. But the craziest one was Jim Morrison from The Doors was like, "Oh my God, that's Chuck Berry," and he's like, "You're Jim Morrison." Like, what do
Yeah.
you like? Yeah, that is Chuck Berry,
Why
but
are you
like,
obsessing over me?
you're
Like,
also like crazy, like huge at the time as well. So
yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
really cool, like to see all those stars like coming together, and they even performed some songs together on stage. It's
Well, I'm
awesome.
gonna have to watch it now. I've
Yeah.
I've been talking to a lot of people. For some reason, this keeps coming up in conversation, like music documentaries. So now I have like a list of 10 that I
Oh,
just need to
nice.
like binge watch. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
All right, cool.
That's very cool.
I'm glad to add another one to the list. I'm going to share your Instagram here. Siobhan, how do you
Amazing.
pronounce your last name?
So it's Shove On
Siobhan?
Bodrug.
Siobhan Bodrug Music. The link is going to be in the description. So if you want to just go click on that, give her a follow. And I'm sure you got more links there.
I
Pre-save
have
all the
all the
music
links.
coming out. Get all the links. I'm glad we could finally
Love
make this
it.
work. So come,
Yes. No, thank you so much for having me. I
yeah,
really
of
appreciate
course.
it.
Yeah, I'll send you the link as soon as it's edited and up.
Yeah. So your job, does it happen on Saturday? That's on Saturdays?
Yeah, I work Wednesday to Sunday, basically.
Oh, that's too bad. I
Yeah.
was gonna invite you to my show in Toronto. Are you from
Oh, I'm in
Toronto?
Ottawa, but I'm in the
You're from
process of trying to.
I have a show in Ottawa too.
Oh, cool. When's your show in
Yeah.
Ottawa?
It's August 30th at Night Out on
Okay,
Gladstone.
cool.
You should come.
Send me the link or the details or whatever, and yeah, I'll try to
I
make it out.
will. Yeah, I would love to meet you in person.
Cool, cool. All right, sounds good. Well, have a good rest of your night.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
so
yeah.
fun.
Anytime. Come back anytime.
Yeah. See
See
ya.
ya.